Hello everyone, Ryan here. This is Where the World Ends by Amy Zhang. First glance, it seems to be your typical YA novel. Of course, the main characters are Micah and Janie, or you could also say Janie and Micah. Though there doesn't seem to be any exact plot, the entire story takes place around this one particular event, which I guess you could say is this huge life-changing event for both characters. I don't want to give away any more than that, but I will say that it kind of reminded me of like I guess you could say like kind of a postmodern Romeo and Juliet. Of course, they're not kept apart by each other's families, but they are kept apart by the fact that they're both naive teenagers trying to figure out the whole life thing, and not only that, but at the same time, it's mostly Janie's. Janie's constant friend zoning of Micah that keeps them apart the most. And yeah, that's how I felt. I guess you could say I both loved and hated this. I mean, I like that the writing style is very poetic. I like any kind of writing style that has any kind of poetic flair to it. So that's why I like the most about this. And not to say that I was also interested in both characters, Janie and Micah. But at the same time, towards the end, I just really, I stopped feeling sympathy for Janie, and I felt more sympathy towards Micah. Really, I don't know how I could explain why. Well, I mean, other than the fact, again, just because Janie, she kept, even though it was kind of like she kept constantly saying, "Oh, I love Micah. No, I don't like him that much. Oh, but I do love him a lot. I love him, but I don't really like him that much. And I like this other guy much more. And blah blah blah." Yeah, I really didn't like that whole thing. And I guess, I mean, you could say it does kind of make sense because of the fact that it's written from the perspective of teenagers, typical kind of naive, somewhat angst-ridden teenagers, and which I'm sure most of us are familiar with. Most of us who have already grown out of that stage of our lives, we still have some kind of recollection of what it's like to be a teenager. So, I mean, I know I do. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe that's why I really didn't like the character Janie that much, because she reminded me so much of, I guess, different teenage girls that I'd used to know. So yeah, her. I guess ultimately overall I give it 4 out of 5 stars. Even though I will say there is kind of a twist to the end. I wish I could talk about it, but if I did, it would give away way too much. But I wasn't really that surprised too much by it. But yeah, I don't know. This is definitely one of those books where it's hit or miss, and it's like, if you're not into poetic writing style, if you're not into any kind of writing that has any kind of poetic flair to it, then you're probably not going to like it. At the same time, if you're not into stories that only revolve around two characters and kind of shift back and forth, if you're not into that, if you're used to reading stuff that has more of an actual linear plot to it, then I would say you probably won't like it. But for me, I thought it was okay. I wouldn't say that I consider it to be really great, but you know, it was good. For me, it was good enough to be given a rating of 4 stars, 4 out of 5 stars. So, yeah. That'll do it for this review. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And till next time, keep it real. Keep on rocking. And peace.